Big player movements in both the NBA and the PBA. So let's get an instant analysis from the managing editor of NBA.com Philippines, Adrian Dy, and of course, our resident basketball analyst, Coach AG, Allan Gregorio. Coach AG and Adrian, thank you so much for the time, and welcome back to The Score.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Ton. Good evening.
Coach AD, let's talk about itong balita sa NBA. Carmelo Anthony. Well, this was expected.
Right.
Everybody was waiting for him to sign with Houston. At eto na nga, he's gonna join Chris Paul. He's gonna join James Harden. How huge of a deal is this for Houston?
Well, it's funny kasi sa intro mo, parang you listed a lot of negative points about him going to the Rockets. And siguro na there's that sense na, does he really fit? That's really the big question because we saw a similar experiment with the OKC Thunder. It's similar sa Houston kasi alam natin na ball dominant din si James Harden, ball dominant din si Chris Paul. And we also mentioned that conflict na with Coach Mike D'Antoni. Siguro what the Rockets are really thinking is that if you look at their track record, nakita natin sa playoffs, James Harden always has a great game one, pero his numbers dip down after that. Chris Paul, he's a great point guard, as you mentioned, pero we've seen him always get hurt in recent seasons. And so, if you have Harden numbers going down, Paul might not be available, you need a third scorer. And that guy, they feel, the best suited guy for that job is Carmelo Anthony.
And they need him dahil nga wala na si Trevor Ariza sa Houston Rockets. Buti na lang nandito si Coach AG. And I want to ask you, Coach Allan, from a coaching standpoint, kasi itong si Carmelo Anthony used to play for Mike D'Antoni in New York. And they ended things in bad terms. Now they're reuniting in Houston. At Melo's advanced age in terms of basketball, do you think this will be a problem na yung past nila ni Mike D'Antoni as they reunite here with Houston?
You know, even before all these decisions were made, I'm sure Mike D'Antoni made sure that he'll get it his way. He's the head coach of the team.
Yeah.
He will have very specific roles for Melo. But will, again, Melo adjust to those very specific roles? That's going to be the challenge.
Yeah.
You know, he has grown older. He has moved from one team to another. You know that he has not really been the Carmelo Anthony that was really touted to be one of the top players there will be in the next 5 years in the NBA.
Yeah.
No, he's just maybe the highest paid role player happening right now. No? So that's what's happening.
Another issue with Carmelo is yung ayaw niyang maging bench player.
Right.
He laughs at that possibility that he will be coming off the bench. Do you think there is a chance that, you know, he might put away his pride, put aside his pride, and agree to a bench role with Houston?
I think mas malaki yung chance na mangyari yun sa Houston compared to OKC because when you look back at OKC, he's older than Russell Westbrook, he's older than Paul George. Siguro may sense nga of pride na, why should I be the one coming off the bench? I'm the most veteran guy on this team.
Yeah.
Pero, when you look at the setup with the Rockets, at least nandun si Chris Paul, who's one of his closest friends, their banana boat best friends there, so, as they like to say. So parang, if they win more games from the start, siguro mas madaling masabi ni Chris Paul sa kanya na, hey, look, we're in a good role right now. The team will be more balanced if you come off the bench. But I think even if that doesn't happen, if you look at the way Coach D'Antoni staggers his star players, maraming time na it's just Harden on the court, maraming time na it's just Chris Paul on the court. Siguro he'll adjust his rotations para may parang starring moment si Carmelo Anthony now where he's the only guy of the three on the court and he has the ball, he can make all the decisions, take all the shots he wants.
But even with the presence of Carmelo Anthony, I know, Adrian, hindi ka naman kinakabahan because I know you're confident about your Golden State Warriors. At nalaman ko lang recently that Coach AG is also a fan of the Golden State Warriors. Ikaw naman, Coach, despite the addition of Carmelo Anthony sa Houston, how much of a threat are they going to be to the defending champions?
Let's give it a grade of 5 in 10. Not so high.
I like it.
Not so high. Not so high. Maybe it's gone. The movement of the Lakers might be, no? Again, everybody's hoping that it's going to be LA naman this time instead of the Cavs because of the presence of their new big man, of course, Braun. Pero wala masyado pang maraming movements na kailangan gawin ng Houston to be in the level of the Golden State Warriors.
Where do you see them, Adrian, right now? Are they in the top 5 in the West?
I
top
still
4?
think they're probably the second best team sa West.
Okay,
The problem lang kasi is once you get to the playoffs, and we saw this when the Warriors and the Rockets were playing, no? A lot of times, the defense would try to adjust na parang they would get the offense would try to get the worst defender onto their best offensive player through switching.
Yeah.
So we saw a lot of times now the Warriors would target Harden and then the Rockets would target Curry and vice versa.
Yeah.
Now that they have the Rockets have Carmelo Anthony, for sure the Warriors would try to get whoever, probably Kevin Durant, onto Carmelo because we know that Carmelo's reputation as a defender is not very good. And so instead of having just James Harden there as your weak spot, ngayon may Carmelo Anthony ka pa, wala ka ng Trevor Ariza, who was one of their best perimeter defenders. And so that parang medyo double whammy yun for the Rockets when they get to the playoffs.
Alright, from the NBA, lumipat naman tayo sa PBA, and the most surprising news of the week is yung pag-trade ng Alaska kay Calvin the Beast Abueva, who is now with the Phoenix Fuel Masters. Coach Allan, is this a good deal for Coach Louie Alasane's team?
Definitely. It's good for both Alaska. It's good for Calvin. Calvin really needs to straighten things out. He's been there are things that the Alaska organization wouldn't want him to be doing, and you know that Calvin can really do certain things. He has been suspended. But I was asking Coach Alex actually the other day, and he was very quiet on that thing of Calvin moving to Phoenix. But now that's good for Coach Louie, and it's also good for Calvin Abueva.
Coach Allan, I have to ask you an additional question because on Twitter and on social media, a lot of people always have been saying na bagay itong si Calvin Abueva to play with Ginebra because of his all-out style of basketball, physical, talagang bigay todo. Do you think that there's a possibility that he could eventually end up with Ginebra and that Phoenix is just a stopover for him?
Well, I saw what Coach Louie said today, and he said he told the Phoenix fans that no, it's not going to happen. They're not going to be used for as a stopover for Calvin Abueva, and they have good plans. And they need Calvin Abueva because they lack those kinds of hassle players for the Phoenix Fuel Masters.
AD, how do you like the fit of the Beast with the Phoenix Fuel Masters?
I always thought na medyo funny na when Alaska first drafted Calvin, a lot of people were saying parang hindi bagay kasi the straight-laced culture of Alaska with this rambunctious player. So parang the fact na it lasted 6 years.
Wow.
Diba?
Ang bilis ng panahon. 6 years na.
It's quite an accomplishment na nga. Diba? We've been hearing trade rumors ever since the start. So the fact that their relationship lasted this long and was somewhat successful, I would say. He put up great numbers for them, helped them win. Was really impressive. And so I think when he goes to Phoenix and nandun yung former coach niya sa NCAA, si Coach Tux Robinson, I think that connection will really help him settle down with this new team.
All right. Coach Allan, now that Calvin is in his 30s, do you think he has a second gear to his career, or have we seen the best of the Beast?
Maybe yes. Maybe we've seen the best, but he's not yet in a downtrend.
Okay.
He can maintain what he's doing. He can maintain his physique. He can maintain the kind of energy that he can share to a basketball team. But he's got to stay a little more focused.
Okay.
Those things really come in with a lot of straightening up, and that's one thing that I'm sure that Coach Louie and Coach Topex will try to figure out, and they will definitely be very challenged on how to straighten up and how to make that focus of the Beast come alive for the Phoenix Fuel Masters.
Okay, before we end our discussion, I have a question that I need both of you guys to answer. Who benefited more? The Houston Rockets from getting Carmelo Anthony, or the Phoenix Fuel Masters from getting Calvin Abueva? Sino mas nag-benefit?
I mean, for me, when you look at the situation ng the Houston, no, they were a bad quarter away from defeating the Warriors and going to the NBA Finals. So parang just adding a score first player over the defense they had, for me, it's not that big of an improvement. So I would say Calvin to Phoenix.
Ikaw naman, Coach AG.
Naunahan ako. Sinabi ko na yung kailangan ng veterano. The energy that Calvin can bring to Phoenix Fuel Masters, that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Coach Louie.
Coach Allan Gregorio, Coach AG, and AD, thank you so much, Adrian Dy. And I'll see you tomorrow for our discussion about the NBA schedule. Maraming salamat.
No problem.
Hey everybody, this is Anton Rojas. For more sports updates, keep watching The Score and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's ABS-CBN Sports and Action.